I've got a bit something chill from my last trick. This is a track that kind of started watching some Pioneer Works videos actually on YouTube. I ended up contacting them to sample one of their talks legitimately, and so it's kind of a collaboration. And then I interviewed a scientist to basically talk about this laboratory, this telescope basically that just collapsed recently. So I hope in the next track I'll get you to care about this telescope. Let's see what happens.
Here's this 1,000-foot across telescope embedded in a sinkhole in a gorgeous mountain in Puerto Rico. For 60 years, it is sending and receiving messages into space. It's remarkable. It is such a generous instrument. It observes pulsars, giant magnets, condensed dead stars, asteroids and planets, sometimes things that happen from black holes. It's trying to look for messages from alien civilizations. It's sending messages probably in vain in the aspiration that one day those relentless messages that will never slow down or stop will eventually make it to some planetary system with life on it. It's been an absolute peril. This telescope doesn't move around with a regular telescope. It's 1,000 feet across. So the support cable breaks maybe its last spring, then one of the main cables collapses. It's like nothing I have ever seen before. When one of the main cables breaks, it rips a scar across the face of the telescope 100 feet long. It rips a scar. And so obviously there was this scramble, because this instrument is beloved. And then last week, 900-ton observation deck utterly collapses. Falls into the dish, tearing struts and supports right out of the mountain, and the instrument is demolished. Just the loss of this precious instrument. It was this reminder of the fragility and maybe even the futility of our attempts at longevity.
For me, both scientifically and personally, it turned out to be a really sensual experience. The thing that stands out is isolation. It's very rural and very hilly and very gritty. And then there's this incredible engineering marvel that's sitting there. In the winter of 2019, I took my own children there for the first time, which now seems all the more poignant, of course, because there's not a there anymore. You're looking at something that's several football fields across that has this set of instruments that are 15 or 20 stories above the ground. It's hard to capture just how massive the structure and at the same time how fragile the structure is. It had this combination of being just unbelievably large and then at some level almost delicate. Was really unique in the sense that it was critical to science in three very different areas. On the one hand, understanding the structure and behavior of our atmosphere and how that atmosphere interacts with charged particles that are coming from the sun. On the other hand, mapping out objects in the solar system, so actually using it not just as a passive receiver, but actually as a transmitter and receiver. So this was a planetary radar aspect of our receiver, which is completely unique. And then on the third hand, the radio astronomy side, which is using it as a passive receiver to capture light that's been emitted by objects all over our universe to map out the physics of very distant objects. There aren't really any other facilities that I can think of that were built that could do that. That really put it at the forefront of research in three different areas of science over its entire lifetime, up to the day when it collapsed. Puerto Rico has had really an awful series of natural disasters, some of which are undoubtedly connected to climate change. Earthquakes and hurricanes over the last few decades have slammed the island and contributed to some of the strain on the structure. You know, we don't think of our facilities as experiments. An experiment kind of has a built-in expiration date. When you build a thing like that at Seaport, you can't really walk away from it. There's this tension because you want to build the next Arecibo that's going to do what it did but better and more. But then you've got these fantastic facilities that are still contributing cutting-edge science and training lots of students and are the center of incredible education and outreach missions and serve their communities. The answer that we came up with for a long time about Arecibo was we don't do anything. We just kind of let it peter out and hope for the best. that backfired spectacularly. The human dimension of projects like these and of disasters like these. Arecibo had a staff that for years, and in some cases decades, were devoted to educating people on the island and beyond. And of course to contributing to scientific discovery in 3 fields. Those people's lives have been upended. In some cases, really, their life's work, you've seen it collapse quite literally. Many of us were shaped by our experiences there, can draw a direct line between some aspect of our professional and personal lives today and the experiences that we had there. It's traumatic to imagine that that's all gone, and that those experiences can't happen for someone else. And for the 12-year-old version of me walking in through those gates and seeing that dish for the first time.
so much. That's my time.